Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching me all over the world. Thank you for tuning into this video. This is JC React here to give you some updates. Naturally, I wouldn't even be doing this video because if you know my channel, you know that if it doesn't involve me, see, I'm not even gonna bother making the video unless whatever happened is funny. But because of the comment that I got, then I should try to cover the other members of the house. I decided, okay, why not? Maybe some people really want to watch what I have to say about the other members of the house. Because when I tried doing that, I think in the beginning, nobody was really watching what I was posting. So I just felt, well, probably nobody was interested because my interest wasn't fully into that part of the show. So now that someone has said, okay, they will watch, I decided, why not? Let me try and speak on others, okay? So this is me speaking on other housemates without bias, okay? All right, now, Isabella and Koyin are back together after a long number of days. However, Isabella is not letting Koyin sleep in her bed tonight. Isabella said, it's not gonna happen. Go sleep in your bed. Go sleep in your bed. I think this time around, Isabella really listened to Jason J because if you remember, Jason called, Sultana called Isabella while she was with Jason in the garden, and Jason spoke to Isabella. And the only problem is that when Jason was advising Isabella, I think he was telling her to be careful. Because when Jason J was advising her, what Jason J said was that, hey, this is something that you all already know. And Sultana was saying, what do we already know? I want you to say it out so that she can hear. But we didn't really get to see the full advice he was giving Isabella that day because the cameraman took it away and took the camera to the kitchen. The only thing we heard is that after their conversation was over, the cameraman brought it back to the garden, and then we hear Sultana telling Isabella, "She invaded for yourself now." During Saturday night party, Koyin was supposed to check on Isabella during the party, right? He was supposed to give her some alcohol and check up on her, at least regularly. This is someone you're supposedly supposed to care about, right? But Koyin didn't do that. Koyin spent time with other people. Koyin danced. It was much later at the tail end of the party that Koyin came to approach Isabella to check on her to see how she's doing and if she got a drink. Then she looked at him and she asked him, "Are you just seeing me?" So, I am not sure if, because she said, "I don't see me," that was what pissed Koyin off. And Koyin stopped checking up on her. Koyin was not even talking to her at all for days. So Sunday, he didn't talk to her. And we all know that Sunday was the day that Ebuka asked Elizabeth Inisi that question and asked her that TV could call somebody Angela Fish, she called somebody Dracula. And then Inisi said, "I'm not the one that called them names." So it was Isabella that called them names. In the original clip of what happened on Sunday, Emisi actually did not call anybody names. She only said, "I will call them by their names," meaning she will address people by their names. She's not going to call them out of their names. That was what Tinisi said to Isabella. But after eviction on Sunday, Mide and JayAnna started getting angry, flaring up, talking loud, getting upset. And all through that process, Isabella was very calm. She was with Sultana. Sultana was just there for her, holding her hand, encouraging her. Isabella did not respond to anybody, but Koyin did not come to check up on Isabella. On Wednesday night, they decided to play games. Now, these games has to do with knacking, has to do with anything, all around knacking was done during those games. I made a video about it, but yes, I did not cover over the housemates. I'm sure you guys will have a chance to see some other people talk about it because I have all the clips. I have the entire full video of the games that they played last night. But because I wasn't interested in the beginning of the games, I didn't I don't want to put too much emphasis on it. Yes, it was fun. Yes, it was interesting, but it was the tail end of the games that I enjoyed and liked. During the beginning of those games, Isabella was there with the housemates. But by the end of the game, when the housemates were being chosen randomly to show different knocking positions, by that time, Isabella had already left because she's still writing her punishments that Biggie gave her about using her microphone correctly. So she was still writing that punishment and she had to finish by Saturday. So she went to the garden to keep writing. Koyin did not see her, but we also know that during the night games, Koyin was seriously hailing and encouraging Kola and Dede. So when Kola was called Dede to show his own naked positions, Kola actually did 3 different naked positions of Dede. That's even Dede who was blushing, okay? So after the games, Kola did not sleep in the HOH room. Kola slept in his bed. Kola slept with Dede, okay? They both slept in the beds next to each other. Now, the interesting thing about their sleeping position is that Dede is the one that was leaning more into Kola this time around. You know, usually we'll see Kola leaning into Dede, almost off his bed, or speaking to her or something. I think the last time I saw them sleeping together, Kola was talking to Dede during the night and Dede was telling him, "We are rushed. I think this thing is getting too serious." So she said, "This is getting too serious. I don't want it to be too serious. It's too fast for me." Something of that nature that she said to him. So I think that actually made Kola slow things down tremendously with Dede. But after the night, after those games, I think Jason J knows what he's doing when he played those games on the housemates. It helps them to be more relaxed with each other and it helps them to be more flexible with each other because just imagine, after all that Kola did with Dede, obviously she's going to feel more comfortable around him. So now she's the one leaning into him as they were sleeping. I actually found that really, really, really surprising. And it wasn't only Kola and Dede that shared the bed last night, but we have our usual couple, Dede and Bright, and then we also have Thelma and Kaybobo, and who else was there? Yeah, that's Sultana and Jason J. I don't think there was any other couple besides those ones. When Kola and Dede were doing their thing, when Kola was showing his knocking styles, Koyin was the one that was hyping them the most. He was the one that was the most excited out of everybody in that place. When Koyin and Dede were doing their own knocking style, Koyin wasn't comfortable. He couldn't do it. He really could not do it. He just held Dede's legs up and they could not move. So I was like, wait, what is happening? Because they looked so boring. I was like, what is happening? Is it because they are still forming bestie? Because we know that you guys have a good chemistry. So why are you pretending? That was my thoughts. But after I saw Koyin's reaction to when Kola was trying to show his styles with Dede, I was like, so you are rooting for them. You are wishing them the best. That is Kola and Dede now. Koyin is wishing them the best. That's what I thought in my mind. I said, okay, maybe it's truly rooting for Kola. So much later in the night, or should I say in the morning, when everybody had gone to bed, we just saw Koyin going to the garden to go meet Isabella. Then they began talking. So Koyin tells her that he was sorry because Isabella complained to him. Isabella complained to him and said, "Why are you just coming to me now? You had Sunday, you had Monday, you had Tuesday. You didn't come. Why are you just coming now?" He now said yes, that he was supposed to speak to her since Tuesday, but he decided that he was going to start observing her. He said because when they started their friendship that he didn't have time to really observe her and look at her. He said, but now he wants to see the way she communicates with him is the way she communicates with others, that he wanted to see how she was with other people. That because I'm not talking to you does not mean that I'm not looking out for you. Let's just say that to cut the long story short, they worked out their issues. He explained to her that, yeah, he's trying to observe her. Personally, I find his excuse very ridiculous. I don't understand his explanation at all. And the reason why he did not speak to her for days is because he was observing her. That just doesn't make any sense. You went to someone that you sleep with, someone that is supposed to be the closest to you at this point, and you went to meet the person at the party and the person said that you just see me. Doesn't that mean that the person is angry with you and you're supposed to sort out the issues that you have with the person immediately? Instead, you withdrew from her for days, only to come back after one freaking game on a Thursday morning when you're going to have the pool party at night. And then you're trying to wake up and you're saying sorry. I don't know. I'm not buying it, okay? It just sounds fishy to me, but anyway, I like the way Isabella handled everything. Then it was time to go to bed, so they both went to bed. At this point, sadly, my audio was not working, so I couldn't really hear what they are saying. But actually, I just noticed that Koyin was preparing to sleep next to Isabella. Well, Isabella told him, no, go to your bed. You will not be sleeping here tonight. I don't know how exactly she said it because, like I said, my audio is not. My audio messed me up at this point. So they slept on separate beds. They slept on separate beds, and I was like, good for you, Isabella. Good for you setting yourself at some standards, right? He should just not think that he can go and come whenever he wants, right? During the task, when they were supposed to show appreciation to someone, it was his bestie that he showed appreciation to, praising his bestie, so yeah. And then when he won HOH, it was also his friend that he took to HOH room. So yeah, you should make it hard for him. Don't make it easy for him this time. So that next time, when he wins HOH, he should pick the right person, okay? And stop beating around the bush. So anyways, JayAnna and Jay keep getting closer. And as at this morning, they held each other for so long. It was only when Diddy passed by that Jay had to step back from JayAnna. So it means we might have a new ship coming up between Jay and JayAnna. These were all the things that happened between last night and this morning that I observed and I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching. I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.